Hey guys, I'm gonna finally do a comparison of a couple of pedals I've had forever, and I've actually never compared them. The TS-9 Tube Screamers. This one is an original reissue. It's not an original one. I got it, oh geez, probably about 20 years ago. I got it used. So I think it's one of the original runs of the reissue of the TS-9, but obviously I've had it modified by Analog Man. I've had the silver mod put in, and this is the tube screamer I've used for 20 years. I've loved it, but I wanted to do a comparison with something I got probably about 5 or 6 years ago. It's an original 1989, or not 89, 82. 1982 TS-9 Tube Screamer. It hasn't been altered whatsoever. Obviously you can tell it's been rode hard and put away wet. Sounds great though. And yeah, I kind of wanted to see. I've never actually put them head to head. Don't ask me why. But I wanted to see what the sound difference was between them. Why not, right? I'm sure other people have been curious. I'm using my Boss Katana 50. I'm going to use it on the 25 watt mode. Let's just set all the EQs at noon. No booster, maybe a little bit of reverb. And on the clean channel just to kind of get a good bass. And then my original strange Esquire Telecaster, made from a fella off the Telecaster guitar forum. It's got a Don Mayer Super Sport pickup. It's got 50s Les Paul Junior wiring, just clean and simple, and it's made from 100-year-old pine. I'm very happy with this guitar, no complaints. It's that pickup is quite ballsy, as you'll hear. Yeah, so let's get started. Well, here we are. I turned the volume down on the Katana a little bit because it seemed to be overdriving and clipping the mic a little too much. So here's my clean sound. So pretty clean. These amps, I continue to be impressed with them. Okay, so that's the clean sound. Let's just let's get right into it. You can see I've got the drive turned all the way down on both, the level turned all the way down on both, and the tone at noon, just to kind of get a flat sound. I'm not even sure if anything's going to come through. Let's see. Nope, nothing. So let's turn the levels up to about halfway, and see if we can get some sort of unity volume. Here's the clean. Yeah, that's pretty close. Okay, so let's begin. Again, just to reiterate, this is the Analog Man. This is the original 1982 TS-9. Clean. I'm going to cycle through. I'm going to go clean, and then I'm going to go Analog Man, and then vintage TS-9, and we'll just kind of go through some sounds together. Like I said, this is the first time I'm trying this myself, so let's see what happens. my initial impression just at these settings is the Analog Man seems to be a little bit smoother, but the original seems to have a little bit more growl, a little bit more bite to it. Let's see what happens when we start to increase the drive. Let's put the drive up at about 9 o'clock on each and see what happens. We'll do the same chord progression throughout, and just to try and keep some sort of consistency. Okay, again, just a reference tone, the clean. Okay, again, same thing. I'm kind of feeling that the Analog Man is a little smoother, and this has got a little more grit to it, a little more. This one seems to be a little more ballsy. Let's increase the drive up to 12 o'clock. Let's see what happens. Again, same thing. Smoother, more ballsy. Seems to stay the same, just gets a little more drive to it. Let's keep on going. We'll go up to 9 o'clock now. Oh no, sorry, not 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. This is interesting. To me, in the room now, the Analog Man one sounds like it's got more balls at this setting as opposed to the original. The original sounds a little smoother. The Analog Man has more balls. This is very interesting. Well, let's dime those drive knobs and see what happens. same thing. This one sounds a little smoother. This one seems to have a little more balls. I'm gonna take these back down. Maybe my ears, maybe my memory is not quite the same. So we'll take them back down to the drive, both being at 10 o'clock, or at 12 o'clock, sorry, and see if my ears are fooling me, my memory's fooling me. But at 12 o'clock, this one seems smoother. The Analog Man one seems smoother. The original vintage 1982 seemed more ballsy. But then at 3 o'clock, the opposite seemed to happen. So let's try them like that. I won't talk in between. I always hate it when guys do that. And I'll just switch them right away. And let's see what happens. Maybe I'm being a little psycho. No, that's interesting. I don't know how it's going to come across on YouTube. I'm just using an iPhone with the iPhone microphone, but that's really interesting to me. At 12 o'clock, the original unaltered 1982 TS-9 sounds more ballsy than the Analog Man with the silver mod, but then this one sounds smoother. But then when it's turned up to 3 o'clock, about 3/4 on the drive, the Analog Man sounds more ballsy than the original. That's really interesting. Huh. Okay, let's go back to 0, I guess. And now at unity gain, unity volume, it seemed to be there. So let's do a comparison of them with the volumes. And then we'll compare them with the tones and see how Analog Mike's little mod affects the tone on that. So we'll go back to the clean reference. Let's start cranking up the volume. We'll go at about 3/4, 3 o'clock. Again, the Analog Man one seems smoother. The original 82 TS-9 seems more ballsy. Let's dime those babies and see what happens. This one maxed out with the volume. The drive's on 0. This one seems much brighter in the room. than this one. Again, this one's smoother. The Analog Man one, I'm really, really impressed with this. I had Analog Mike do these modifications. Oh, 20 years ago probably. And it stood the test of time. I can't say enough about Analog Man. His work, just phenomenal. Mike, if you ever see this video, I know that we've emailed back and forth a few times, but still super, super happy with this one. It seems a little more well-rounded than this one. This one at max, with the max drive and the max level, it just seems to be on the edge of being able to control. This one is just so user-friendly, so sweet. It just, I don't know, I just can't say enough good about Analog Man and Mike. Okay, let's bring that back down to 12 o'clock and let's start messing with the tones. We'll take the tone, put it all the way down. We'll go back to the clean tone for reference. I'm just going to cycle through the tones without talking so that this video doesn't get too long. Looks like we're already at over 15 minutes. So I'm just going to go to 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then maxed on both, and we'll see what it sounds like. Okay, let's go to 9 o'clock. Clean. That is nasty. Anywhere over the 12 o'clock, the noon mark, I do not like for my personal taste. And actually, to be honest, I like the function of the original tone pot as opposed to the modified one. I think this one is more usable as opposed to this one. This one has a greater sweeping range to this one, but to my personal ear, I kind of like the sound of this one. I also want to try, just for shits and giggles, the Katana with the boost option. I want to see what it sounds like compared to the Tube Screamer, because this is basically supposed to be an overdrive or a boost. I'm going to set the overdrive boost function on the Katana. And I want to see how they compare. Obviously, I think this one is going to have a little bit more of a mid-hump boost compared to the Katana. But let's find out. We'll try to mix the drives about the same. So this is the Katana on the overdrive, still on the clean channel, but with the overdrive boost to it. And we'll see what that, how that compares to the TS-9. Both of them. So here's the Katana. Interesting. The Boss is definitely fuller. It's, I don't know which I prefer. I don't know when it comes to a live setting. Obviously, when it comes to a live setting, the Tube Screamers are going to cut through the mix, but that, god damn it, that Boss just sounds so good. Anyway, I guess that's a kind of a decent comparison of the two Tube Screamers. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I should do something different. Maybe next time I'll try to use one of these as a boost for the Katana and see what happens. Because maybe the Katana, I can use the Katana for my crunchy rhythms and then just kick one of these in, get that mid hump for a lead boost so it cuts through. Interesting. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this made some sort of a difference to you guys. And you could hear it come through. Let me know what you think. Bye.